welcome aboard Maritopia. I know that pretty much everyone watching this will have seen videos and random pictures that I've posted throughout the last couple of years of owning Maritopia. But I think that I'm going to start trying to do regular short little videos, 10-15 minutes long, that I can share on YouTube so that I can post links on social media so that friends and family can watch those videos just to get a better idea of what I'm up to. So with that, I want to actually introduce you to the boat. I've posted pictures, but I've not really showed a lot of the boat. And I've certainly not done an actual tour. So with that, I'll get into it. It is 1973 Pearson 36. I paid $5 grand cash for it. It was up by Jacksonville, Florida. It was on the hard, so it was in storage when I bought it. The previous owners that put it in storage did not open any drains or anything. And it sat there for 5 years. So it had, I don't know, 400 or 500 gallons of fresh water in it on the inside of it. Because it had a lot of leaks. It's an old boat. Nobody was maintaining it for that time. UV'd as a number on sealants, anything like that. So the boat had a lot of leaks, and every time it rained throughout the 5 years, the water would get into the boat and it wouldn't drain. Quite frankly, it was disgusting. I waded through water on the inside of the boat that first day. But I've always been mechanically inclined, and the price was right. So I went for it. Yeah, so with that, I'm gonna give you a little tour. Actually, we're inside right now, so I'll start inside. Very front of the boat, you've got the V-berth. This is where I sleep every night. You got my, what's essentially a dresser. At the very, very front, beyond that door, is the chain locker. So that's where my anchor chain is. When I pull the anchor in, that chain drops into there and it stores. And then the liquid and stuff that is on that chain then drains underneath down into the bilge. I've got my Sailrite sewing machine. I don't actually have anywhere better to put it. I sure wish I did, so it wasn't on my bed. But this is a pretty good sized space for me to sleep. I could not have the pictures of my daughter. These pictures have been by my bedside for many, many years. Living on a boat wasn't going to change that. And then a newer one. You've got the hanging closet. My inverter. This is, the boat has a 24-volt battery system. So this is Victron, which in my opinion is the best. It's a Multi-Plus 3070. So this sucker puts out some juice. It's what runs my induction cooktop. And anything that's AC, anything that's 120 that you would plug in at home, this generates that power. Right here is the vent for the air conditioner. It's a marine air conditioner, so it runs on water. I haven't ever taken the time to put a vent or anything over this, because eventually I'm going to rebuild the V-berth. Coming back just a few feet, you have the head. You have my composting head. Separates solids and liquids. Storage. It's not very big at all. I do not take showers in here. Medical supplies. And more medical supplies. And TP. There's a vent right here, so it It's on all the time. So it sucks the air out and just keeps the room and the composting head aerated. Coming back further, behind the TV, this is where I work at. Sometimes, depending on what I'm eating, I will take this table down. It opens up so it's double as wide as this is right now, which it's 20 inches or so, so it's 35-40 inches wide when it's fully down. It goes into this hole, that half. The other half goes into this hole, and it makes for a pretty nice table. This is the salon. You have your settee, a couch. Settee is what it's called on a boat, with one on each side. Underneath of there's a 30-gallon water tank underneath of each of them, so 60 gallons. There's another 20-gallon tank up front. So I have a total of 80 gallons of fresh water that I can keep. More storage, and these are all bolts, nuts, washers, screws. This is the kind of miscellaneous drawer. So and all of these are like that. This is my bags drawer. Food. Oh, and alcohol. Don't forget the alcohol. Macaroni is super easy to make on the boat when I'm underway. So I do have a lot of it. And basically the same thing on this side. You have storage all the way. There's more food storage here. This is the tools that I use on a regular basis are right here, so that I don't have to dig them out. First aid bag, shopping bags. Underneath of this that I've not built the cushion for, this is where all of my batteries are. There's 6 batteries right here, and then almost all of the controllers right here. And with the way that I built the system, it all talks together. So it talks to the inverter, which all talks to a central computer that I'll show you. And behind the settees, there's even more storage. This is Kiwi grip, so it's for the deck paint. I got sick of working on the boat nonstop. I was starting to lose track of why I bought the boat in the first place, so I said screw it and left. And behind this settee is more alcohol, TP, toilet paper, paper towels, just more random storage. In the bilge, more food storage. In this bilge, more food storage. This one's kind of a pain. I don't want to take it all the way off. And the bilge, more food storage. So then we have the kitchen. These are all the foods that I use on a regular basis. Everyone's seen the gimbaling induction cooktop housing that I made. You can see it's done now. Built this bracket so I can put I think they're called fiddles on it, so they hold and you can adjust them depending on the size of the pot. So it holds the pot in place. But when I'm underway and I want to make that mac and cheese that I showed you, I clamp the pan in with that. I unlock this and it sits there and rocks just like that, and it's always level, and it's super simple to make. Down here, my pots and pans. We've got the refrigerator. It's built into the countertop. It's actually the factory refrigerator from 1973. I have put a new compressor and stuff in it, and I painted it and cleaned it all up. Over here, the freezer, which is completely stocked. Well, not completely anymore. Ice, I've got chicken, breakfast sausage, cube steak, hamburgers, fish. Under there's cordless tools. I've got the hanging hammock. It works amazing. So then this is the computer that all of my electrical system ties into, and I can control it all from here. If I want to turn the inverter on, if I want to turn the induction cooktop on. Now the inverter is on. Now I can come here and I can turn the master AC switch on and the toggle for the stove, and now the stove's on. Turn that off because this does, even when it's idle, it uses battery power. This right here is an inverter for my Starlink. I could run the Starlink off of the other inverter, but I just bought a smaller inverter that uses less juice when it's idle. That also goes through the controller. This is my Starlink router. This is the aftermarket router. I like using this router when I want to use a VPN. Storage back there. I've got my dive gear, fins. My Blue 3 Nomad is an amazing lithium battery powered hookah system. I use that religiously to clean the bottom of the boat. This is the engine, and I'm not going to open this up, but the engine is under here. It's a 3-cylinder Yanmar diesel. It's actually super low hours. It's got about 900 hours on it now. There's the raw water intake system for the engine. It's cooled off of seawater. Then I've got that routed, so this is my water maker inlet. I have the cockpit. This is where I am at all of the time when sailing. You can see it is still not the best looking. I'll get to that. I'll paint it, put some non-skid in here, and it'll be awesome. There's the gauge panel for the engine. See, it shows me alternator output, oil pressure, coolant temperature, RPMs, fuel. Here's a table that folds up. So in it, it's got some brackets here that I can eat right here. When I'm done, I can just simply put it back down. Moving around to here, got my gauges, autopilot, and none of these are on right now. Autopilot, chart plotter. I use a tablet right here. It's a cellular enabled tablet, so it has GPS. This is the wind and depth and a couple of other miscellaneous items that it shows. Compass. It's a manual compass that's just there. This gray thing is the autopilot. And there's more storage down in here. There's the water maker. And you can't see them, but there's all kinds of filters. There's, I think, 4 or 5 filters in there. And that's the actual high pressure pump. And there's more storage in this Lazarette, is what they're called. Got my generator. It does, even with as much solar as I have, it does require that I use this occasionally on days that don't have a lot of sunshine, or like right now, we're in the middle of the winter, so the days are shorter. The refrigerator motor compressor is right there. The hot water heater So, and more storage. We have more storage right here. I've got a bunch of fenders, life jackets. The spare anchors go in here. You've all seen the swim platform that comes up when I'm underway. And the dinghy hangs from those. It's called the davits. The engine goes on this stand. It's so damn big and heavy. That outboard weighs 107 pounds, I think. So I take it off. I put it up here because davits are, it's just not heavy duty enough to hold that big of an engine. I'd like to get a 15 horse two-stroke. Two-strokes are not sold in the US, but I am not in the US, so I can buy a two-stroke. So above us, we have solar that also doubles as sun and rain block. We have more solar up there. Eventually in this gap, I'm going to build a block so the rain and water can't come through here, but I'm gonna have a hole right here so that I can still look up at the top of the mast because there's wind indicators and other stuff I need to be able to look up for. And then the Dodger that I built, the hard Dodger, there's a storm coming in, so I have that center one off right now in case I need to. So where it doesn't have the cover on it. But I really love the covers on there. It blocks the sun. Coming out on deck, you can see on top of the solar panels, you can see the Starlink internet over there. So I have a total of 1,200 and some watts of solar. I have the mainsail off to the side. It's tied off with that blue line right there. And then with the main sheet, main halyard. So it's out of the way and it's not covering the solar panel, so I can get full sun on top of the solar panels. Coming to the other side, there's the Starlink internet. Fillet table. Inside that blue thing is a barbecue grill. Coming up on deck, you can see that it obviously doesn't look good at all, quite frankly. But like I mentioned, I was getting sick of working and not living what I was working on. So I'll finish this at some point soon. I open my hatches to let fresh air in. I have diesel fuel and gasoline. This hatch right here is for the V-berth. And coming up here, this is the windlass. This pulls the anchor chain up and down. This is controlled both from the cockpit or right here at these switches. So the anchor is on the end of this, and then this is a bridle. So if I had just the chain there, if the boat is bouncing, the wind is blowing like it's getting ready to here in the next few hours for the next couple of days, it would be really jerky and hard on the boat. This is 3-strand nylon, and rope obviously has some give. So there's one out from each side, and this goes down to the center and hooks to the chain. There's one other boat behind me. So, yeah. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this tour. I'm obviously not a professional at this. Hopefully I get better as time goes. But only time will tell. Since I've only shown random pictures and short little videos over the last couple of years, hopefully that gives everyone an idea of the boat that I'm living on. With that, this will probably be the first of many. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Please do give me some feedback, what I need to get better at. I mean, keep in mind, this is my first one, right? But, so don't hate me, but give me some constructive criticism. I'm good for that. If you'd like to stay up to speed with my adventures, please be sure to like this video and subscribe to my new YouTube channel. Thank you very much.